So, anyway, this is Matt Gamage, who's going to present to us today. He's one of our tenants, and we voted Matt to be the Environmental and Recycling Ambassador of the Tenants Alliance of Glen Gardens. And he spoke about recycling and his trip that he had with Sam, his son, to the facility out in Brooklyn. In
it was early April, I think.
Yeah,
Sunset Park.
Sunset Park, and he brought back lots of signage and material, and basically a better way to kind of get things done. And we met with Trudy of our new building manager last week, and presented this. And so we thought we'd just present it to everybody here. And if you didn't get to our meeting today, we're going to present it for you here, and you can see it later on YouTube. It'll be available for all the world. Well, without further ado, Matt Gamage.
Yeah.
Hey,
so
Matt.
thank you. So I'm on the 4th floor, 4A, and I've been here almost a year. But I'm interested in recycling. People who were here at the general meeting that we had last month, remembers me saying it, that interested in recycling, so I contacted TAGG to see if the building might be open to better signage just in the compactor rooms to help people make better choices about recycling. And then in addition to, and these signs, which are pretty great, just in terms of, they stand out, they have visuals, so they're not really like literacy intensive if you read a different language, although I believe they have them in Spanish too, although I know it's not the only language out there. But it gives people a better idea and maybe just draws more attention to the fact of what we're trying to do with recycling and what the city wants us to do. We're lucky enough, I think, to have a real comprehensive program here in New York City for recycling. Like, I think just the volume that they get of materials enables them to send out big quantities that they collect, and then there are markets for those things. So basically they told me if it's possibly recyclable, they want a crack at it at that facility. They want to be able to say yes or no. And if you send something to them and they say, no, we can't recycle it, the worst thing that happens is they send it to the same landfill you were going to send it to. So when in doubt, recycle it. Unless it's really obviously not recyclable. That was their motto. And I was kind of surprised by that. I thought it was a little more that they needed like a pure stream going in. But the amount of technology they put in there into sorting things correctly is pretty amazing. But I guess it's to be expected given the volume of material that they handle. Can't remember the statistics, but it's staggering.
I have always a problem with package that contains plastic and metal together.
Just send it. Just send it.
Anywhere. They will do.
If you can strip them apart,
Yeah,
strip them apart. But otherwise, they say we'll take it.
And they will separate.
And their machines will like tear it up and
Break it down.
break it down. Yeah.
Plastic and metal in the blue bin.
Yeah, and it goes in the blue bin. So as I was leaving that facility, they had all this free materials you could take if you were interested, and they had these big self-adhesive, meant to last sort of labels that spell it out. And I thought, geez, we could really use this more than the piece of paper that are falling off the wall and on my floor.
Please say that.
And then maybe people will see that and pay a little more attention to what they put in there.
Yes.
And then, in addition to that, I wanted to offer myself up as a resource here in the building because I feel pretty educated about it, and I'm willing to take the time to talk with people if they have questions about it, because I think people do get a little confused and maybe just throw up their hands sometimes about it. So, if the building management was amenable to it, I asked them for permission to put these up in the building in each of the compactor rooms. I always say compost, but compactor rooms. That's where I really like to be, but not there yet. Right. And then also distribute a letter that I drafted, and I shared with Tuck already, and I'll leave it here for anyone who wants to look at it. Just says who I am and kind of explains where these signs are coming from or why they're there, and offers myself up as a resource if they're interested in learning more about any waste disposal, anything. After that last meeting that we had, a tenant on the 4th floor approached me who was there and said, I've got all this paint I don't know what to do with. And he wanted to do the right thing with it, but he knew he couldn't just throw it in the trash, and he's been storing it for God knows how long. But he had 50 cans of paint from jobs he'd been doing over the last 20 years or something. So mostly empty, close to empty, but not empty enough to just throw in the trash. So he and I I looked it up, I found, okay, well there's this disposal event in the Bronx. I took him up there on Saturday. Not that I'm going to do that for everybody and their mom, but I was able to do it for him, and it was helpful for him, and it cleared out a whole broom closet of his. Sorry. And so I'm willing to help people with questions they have, if nothing else. If I can be helpful in that sort of way, I'm happy to. It's my pleasure to help him with that.
One thing, excuse me.
I was gonna,
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
can I say something?
Sure.
Yeah.
And this goes right into what you are doing.
Mhm.
I was online because I had found out about who our community board was. We're part of Community Board 7 in this area. So I went online, and they have tons of stuff on there, okay? Lots of things that you can find out about what's going on in the community and programs, etc. They have a guy who's right around here on West 87th Street.
Okay.
In that office there at, I didn't write down the exact address. His name is Jeff Twine, and he's running a program called Upper West Side Recycling. I called him and left a voicemail because he didn't, answer. What he's recycling, though, is clothing, shoes and clothing, because there are a lot of people who have
Right.
clothing that they don't want anymore. You can go to certain areas where you have these bins where you can drop clothes in it.
Right.
But he is saying that if you have 100 apartments in your building, they will set up, I guess once a month, a bin where people could come and, dump their
Collection
used
points.
clothing to recycle.
Okay.
So, if you want, I could pass this on to you.
That's something we should take over with the board, because I have some questions about that. Where the clothing is going.
And there are some city resources as well
In
that
other
do that
words-
sort of thing.
Yeah.
The stuff exchange. I grabbed all sorts of brochures from these people. On their side, the reuse thing. And I'll leave this behind, but that message was saying I gotta go, unfortunately. I think I take him with me.
Good.
I think what it said is that they do.
But I'll circle back with you.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you. Just a minute, babe.
Sorry to cut that short. But
Thanks
I
so
really
much.
need to go.
Our ambassador in recycling and environment.
No problem. So I haven't heard anything back from Judy yet. I don't know if you have.
Not a thing.
Okay, but we'll stay tuned. See what
Thank you, Sam.
said. Thank you, Sam.
Sam, you did a great job tonight.
Get
a close-up.
All right, let's take a
I think we need to invite you for the next general meeting
How was your video?
Yes,
to promote this.
absolutely. Absolutely.